Hey, the world's full of fantastic music. Each month, we explore an album of significance, its roots, how it makes us feel, and then banter about its influence and staying power. Join us on our journey as we dissect, discuss, and discover some of the world's greatest albums on The Sonic Collective. Hello, and welcome back to The Sonic Collective. I'm Darren Scott, and this month is January of 2023, and it is my pick. So we hope you enjoyed our last round of 4 months. We had 4 different picks where we picked 3 albums that had a common thread, and we discussed what the common thread was and tried to figure it out, and also did a mini review of the 3 albums picked. It actually was a really fun round. Highly encourage you to go back. A couple of the connections were a little bit easier, and some were really hard, but we had a great time doing it and got to listen to 12 albums in 4 months, so that was fantastic. So anyway, it is my turn now for January 2023, and we're just going back to our regular round of picks. What we do is we pick an album that is at least 5 years old that we believe was highly influential or influenced somebody. So it's my turn. So for me this month, this is an interesting one because it's a very popular band that a lot of people will know. And if you're seeing it on the site, you've already clicked on what it is. So this is the review of Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. That album came out on the 12th of September, 1975. It is 44 minutes long, but only has 5 tracks. So Pink Floyd at this time was known for really setting a new sound, a standard. They were the masters of the concept album, really dove into, I guess, almost ambient sounds and atmospheric sounds that were then intertwined with like folk rock and psychedelia. Cannabis is legal here in Canada. I would highly recommend anybody within Canada or a legal cannabis country to probably pair the two. Probably a good pairing for me. So why did I pick this? I knew Pink Floyd. I remember, I'm a bit older. I'm 53. I remember being in elementary school when Another Brick in the Wall came out because, that famous teacher, leave those kids alone. I remember this kid in my school just saying that to the teacher and thought it was hilarious. That song was very popular. But I didn't really dive into Pink Floyd much until later in life. And, I do have the Dark Side of the Moon album, but I do not own this Wish You Were Here. And I have to admit, I really haven't given Pink Floyd probably the dedication and time that they deserve. And again, I think I have 2 Pink Floyd albums, the Another Brick in the Wall and Dark Side of the Moon, but I do not have Wish You Were Here. And they have many before with a different singer, and there's much more to learn. So I just think this is a band that needs to be unpacked, needs to be listened to. And I didn't want to just go and pick Dark Side of the Moon. I just figured I knew this album was a big change for them and probably the first step into that concept album, which led to Dark Side of the Moon and beyond. But I'm just really interested in finding out if this album and the way it stands up against time. Sometimes we review stuff and it sounds dated and it doesn't work. And other times you're like, wow, that album could be released today. So anyway, I don't want to get into it too much. I encourage you to listen to the album with us here at the Sonic Collective for this month, and then tune in back at the beginning of February, and we'll post a review about what we thought. And we'd love to hear your thoughts too. You can always find us at thesonic.collective.com. We're on all your favorite podcast platforms, and we encourage you to interact with us. Anyway, I really hope you enjoy this album. I think it's a good chill one. So again, get your favorite cannabis strain or your nice relaxing drink if that's what you're into. Get on the couch, put on this album with recommended really good headphones, and enjoy the ride. And I bet you wish you were here. I'm Darren Scott for the Sonic Collective, signing off for January 2023. Enjoy the pick. Thanks for listening and exploring with us. We'll be back real soon with another pick and critique of albums that matter here at the Sonic Collective.